today's world, in contemporary world politics and diplomacy, I want to let my brother know, my junior brother, that a lot of the issues he related to in the statement he espoused are very archaic. The world has moved. The world has moved from the Yempini days. The world that we live in today is about pragmatism. It's about what we can do and what ought to be done and what we need to do. And that is why I will not allow my brother, the Honorable Asafo, to peddle untruths. He has no way and he has no evidence that Iran breached any of the Israeli anti-missiles. He has no proof. So we are...
Whenever I say PENDREAM TV there, I say them, yopo.
Some time ago, NPP came out saying the NDC, at the other hand, cannot express themselves because they have problem with the English language. This time around, I want to tell you, those things are never true. It's a lie. And I can show you evidence today in Parliament when a woman stood up to banter an argument with Asafo Ayei, telling him she will not allow him to peddle any falsehood about what is happening in Iran and Israel. And I think this is true evidence to show that what the MPP were saying is never true. They rather don't have facts. They don't deal with facts. They speak based on hearsay, whistle blowing. Without much ado, I would like you to join me listening to how the woman cornered Asafo Ayei and Abu Jinapo, the brother of John Jinapo. Before you go, this channel still remains PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like, and also share to other members or your friends or any platform community you belong to. Let the link hit there. Let them know what is happening. Let this be shared to all groups that ladies or women belongs to. This will serve as motivation to them who ran away from position, ladies who ran away from position. I think this will be a note to ginger them to also do what is right. Thank you for making time. That much ado, I would like you to join me listening to the heat in Parliament today. Thank you.
But we've been advising ourselves that statements should not go beyond 3 pages. But that nonetheless, it has been admitted. So Majority Chief Whip is asking that he abridge it. So Honorable Abu Jinapo, try and abridge it and let the Hansard capture its entirety. So you have the floor now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Majority Chief Whip is a senior counsel. He knows we have to do a thorough job. Majority. He knows we are trained to do a thorough job. So, Mr. Speaker, the abridged version is what I'm presenting on the floor. Mr. Speaker, then came the Russian-Ukraine war and the resurgence of the long-standing dispute between Israel and Palestine, which further divided the international community. These developments, coupled with the new policy direction of the government of the United States of America towards other nations, including the mass deportation of migrants, the imposition of tariffs and travel bans, as well as the withdrawal from the important global agreements and organizations, including the momentous Paris Agreement, are causing several shifts in international politics and trade. And today, Mr. Speaker, before our very eyes, the unfolding hostilities between Israel and Iran pose a serious threat with global ramifications already reflected in surging oil prices, and the risk of further hostilities should the conflict escalates, as it seems it is. Mr. Speaker, it is in times like this that we as a country must rise to defend the core values of our foreign policy, to secure the well-being of our citizens, protect and safeguard the territorial integrity of our country, encourage foreign investment, and position our country as a global force in this changing world, in accordance with the dictates of our national constitution. It is in this spirit that I make this statement. Mr. Speaker, foreign policies, according to the English political scientist Philip Alan Reynolds, and I quote, are not made in vacuum, but are made in relation to other factors similarly acting in the global arena, end quote. They are influenced by several factors such as history, security, trade, ideological inclinations, political interests, leadership, and national interests. The case of Ghana, Mr. Speaker, is not different. Our foreign policy did not just emerge at the dawn of independence, but is a result of several historical factors and has developed through a systematic process predating our independence. Indeed, Ghana's approach towards regional integration dates far back before our independence. As early as the 1900s, our forebears, including the renowned author and educator Joseph Ephraim Casely Hayford and the revered and astute lawyer Joseph Boache Dankwa, advocated for a united West Africa, which they envisaged will, quote, take her true part among the nations of the earth, end quote. Our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, building on this, called for a united Africa, re-echoed in the often quoted phrase in his independence speech that, and I quote, our independence is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of Africa, end quote. In addition to a united Africa, good neighborliness, positive neutralism or non-alignment, economic diplomacy and national interests have remained the fulcrum of our foreign policy. Scholars have argued that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's quest for an ideological clamor to our foreign policy affected his objective view of our actual national interests. As Peter Omari bluntly puts it in his 1970 book, The Anatomy of an African Dictator, and I quote, Nkrumah sacrificed Ghana on the altar of Pan-Africanism, end quote. Mr. Speaker, others have vehemently held a contrary view, and the jury is still out there on this matter. But it was to ensure the protection of our national interests at all times that the framers of the 1969 Constitution inserted Article 57, which enjoined Ghanaian governments while conducting international affairs in consonance with accepted principles of international law and diplomacy, to do so, quote, in a manner consistent with the national interests of Ghana, end quote. This provision was repeated in Article 11 of the 1979 Constitution and now Articles 40A and 73 of our current national constitution. Today, Mr. Speaker, these two provisions of our national constitution constitute the bedrock of our foreign policy, which includes the promotion and protection of national interests, the establishment of a just and equitable international economic order, respect for international law and treaty obligations, peaceful settlement of international disputes, and adherence to the objectives and principles of multinational organizations such as the United Nations, the African Union, the Economic Community of West African States, and the Commonwealth. Mr. Speaker, despite the convergence of minds on the core objectives of our foreign policy, governments under different leadership have pursued these policies differently, leading to some degree of inconsistency. This is because individual leaders are very powerful in shaping a nation's foreign policy. Their ideas, worldview, knowledge, attitudes, skills, likes and dislikes are key determinants of foreign policies. For instance, studies have shown that our approach towards regional integration has moved from rapid political unification in the early days of our independence to what is now known as functional economic integration, evident in our capital city playing host to the consequential Africa Continental Free Area after, through the instrumentality and outstanding leadership of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. our relationship with our neighbors is also said to have moved from a tense and antagonistic one to a more cordial and collaborative approach, while our non-aligned policy has moved from militant non-alignment to modest and minimalist commitment to alignment with different governments showing pro-West or pro-East tendencies. Nonetheless, Mr. Speaker, we cannot leave our foreign policy entirely to the whims and wishes of an individual. Recent events across the globe have revealed the imminent danger in such an approach. We must therefore stay true to the core values and objectives of our foreign policy as have been developed over the years and as enshrined in our national constitution. Today, Mr. Speaker, we are faced with the issue of military coups in the 3 countries to our northern border, namely Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, and their recent breakaway from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to form a new bloc called the Alliance of Sahel States. Undoubtedly, events in these countries are likely to impact us, and it's imperative that we engage the leaders of these nations and work with the international community to deal with this delicate matter, while promoting good neighborliness, even in these times, which is exhibited in the continuous free movement of goods and people between us and these countries, despite their exit from ECOWAS. We must not lose sight of our constitutional obligation to respect and adhere to the principles, aims, and ideals of the UN, AU, and ECOWAS, which includes the promotion of democratic principles, institutions, and culture, respect for human rights, as well as the rule of law and good governance. We must work with them to urgently transition to a democratic dispensation. Outside the continent, our voices must be heard on the Russia-Ukraine war, the Israel-Palestine conflict, as well as the ongoing hostilities between Israel and Iran. We will remain non-aligned, but as our first president, Dr. Nkrumah, said, and I quote, "Non-alignment does not imply indifference to the great issues of our day. It does not imply isolationism," end quote. The Russia-Ukraine war has already entered its 3rd year, and its effects on the global economy and developing economies like ours are evident for us all to see. We must be bold to call out those whose actions and inactions led to this war, and those whose actions and inactions continue to fuel it or impede a peace deal. Prime Minister Dr. Nkrumah, writing for the African Journal in 1958, said, and I quote, "There are above all 3 traits of foreign policy. First is to see Africa free. The second is determination to pursue a foreign policy based on non-alignment. The third is the urgent need for economic development," end quote. We cannot keep quiet while people continue to die in the Gaza Strip. By the same token, it is absolutely barbaric for innocent people, particularly children, to be killed in cold blood in Israel, as shamefully occurred on October 7, 2023, or for the state of Israel to continue to exist under insecurity. We must be heard on the ongoing exchanges of missiles between Israel and Iran. Mr. Speaker, we must not look on for powerful states to exploit this situation to annex foreign territories, or as they put it, to take over jurisdiction of other nations. Both the United Nations Charter, Article 2, Clause 4 specifically, and the United Nations Declaration on Principles of International Law concerning friendly relations and cooperation among states prohibit the acquisition of territories by threats or use of force. Indeed, this principle has assumed what practitioners of public international law refer to as, quote, "use cogents," end quote, meaning it is so fundamental that no derogation is permitted, and we are enjoined by Article 40 of our national constitution to promote respect for this law. Mr. Speaker, we must rise up and speak against the inhumane treatment of foreign nationals by other nations, including the mistreatment and mass deportation currently taking place in the United States. Earlier this year, the AU held its 38th ordinary session on the theme, quote, "Justice for Africans and people of African descent through reparations," end quote. While these consistent calls for reparations for historical injustice go unheeded, it is unacceptable for our people who are victims of this historical injustice to continue to be treated in this manner by the same people who have contributed to their plight. Mr. Speaker, cannot also be acceptable for powerful states who have historically contributed to the climate crisis, who even today continue to be the major contributors to this climate phenomenon, and who over the years have failed to honor their commitments to contribute financially to tackle the climate crisis, to resile from international agreements aimed at protecting planet Earth and future generations. We must call out such nations and ensure that we all work together towards a common future. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, the international system is inherently dynamic, and our foreign policy formulation must be equitably adaptable. A developing country like ours should pursue a foreign policy that meets both domestic and international goals and favors all actors in the international community. And on this note, let me, Mr. Speaker, finally conclude by paying glowing tribute to our country's foreign ministers who have worked tirelessly over the years to promote Ghana's foreign policy objective. Mr. Speaker, I refer to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who served as Ghana's first foreign minister from 1957 to 1958, and later from 1962 to 1963. Ebenezer Kojo Bosio, who served from 1958 to 1959, and from 1963 to 1965. Ayei, a member of the Big Six, who served as foreign minister from 1959 to 1961 to 1962. Alhaji Imoro Igala, who served in the First Republic as foreign minister from 1960 to 1961. Alex Kwesin Saki, who served from 1965 to 1966. Lieutenant General Joseph Arthur Ankara, who served as head of state and concurrently as foreign minister from 1966 to 1967. John Willie Kofi Halley, the first Inspector General of Police, who doubled as foreign minister from 1967 to 1968. Patrick Dankwa Enin, the first foreign minister in the Second Republic in 1969. Victor Owusu, the lawyer and politician who served as foreign minister from 1969 to 1971. William Oforiatta, another member of the Big Six, who served as foreign minister from 1971 to 1972. Major General Nathan Appiah Aferi, the chief of defense staff, who doubled as foreign minister in 1972. Colonel Kwame R.M. Ba, who served as foreign minister from 1972 to 1975. Colonel Roger Joseph Ato-Jepelo Fele, a member of the National Redemption Council, who served from 1975 to 1979. Isaac Kojo Chinibua, a distinguished academic, who served from 1979 to 1981. Dr. Obedjo Asamoah, from 1982 to 1997, Ghana's longest-serving foreign minister. Professor Kwame Nkrumah, who served as acting foreign minister in 1997. James Victor Gbewu, 1997 to 2001. Hackman Owusu-Agyemang, 2001 to 2003. The distinguished and outstanding statesman of our country, former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, 2003 to 2007. Honorable Akwesi Osei-Agyeyi, 2007 to 2009. Mohamed Mumuni, 2009 to 2013. The United Nations Secretary General Special Representative for Libya and head of United Nations Support Mission in Libya, Her Excellency Hannah Sewa Tete, who served from 2013 to 2017, and the new Secretary General for Commonwealth, Her Excellency Ayiko Bochi, who served from 2017 to 2025. Mr. Speaker, while honoring our past foreign ministers, it is fitting to once again warmly congratulate our new foreign minister, a member of Parliament for North Tongue, Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, and Willie Mon, to work tirelessly with integrity and courage to lift the flag of Ghana high on the international stage as a true black star of Africa. I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I would also want to commend the maker of the statement for such an elaborate and extensive details and a chronology of travel Ghana has gone through when it comes to our international diplomacy and foreign policy. Speaker, quick one. I want to also state it, that the maker of the statement must be on record that he is not against Pan-Africanism. No. Speaker, what he read, which is an academic work, and quoted Peter Omare, blatantly putting it in 1970 in a book The Anatomy of African Dictator. Nkrumah sacrificed Ghana on the altar of Pan-Africanism. Others have vehemently held a contrary view, and the jury is out there on this matter. Mr. Speaker, I think that must be placed on record. And still, today, the jury is out there on this particular matter. Mr. Speaker, the maker of the statement again took us through a litany of distinguished individuals that have held the mantle of our foreign ministry, international diplomacy. And all of them have had one common interest. The interest is to project the image of Ghana in the international space. The Speaker, successfully, we have all been able, or they have all been able to achieve that through diplomacy, strict in this sense. The Speaker, quite currently, we've had some few tests of our resolve as a country in our diplomatic circles. The Speaker, first among these tests was the closure of the embassy in Washington. The Speaker, we have still been waiting for an opportunity to hear the minister respond to some of these issues on the floor of Parliament, clearing all issues that Parliament needs to know. Mr. Speaker, we think that position was the height of it that a country can go, particularly Ghana can go, by closing our diplomatic platform in such a very important, key, strategic country like Washington. Mr. Speaker, I can tell you that it is even part of the reasons why Ghana has been highlighted as part of the countries that US even wants to ban. Because, Mr. Speaker, diplomacy is not propaganda. Diplomacy is not eye serving. Mr. Speaker, diplomacy requires negotiations. Diplomacy requires back channel talks. Diplomacy requires consultation. So it is important. Mr. Speaker, again, in the recent Morocco-Sahrawi Republic event and issue, Mr. Speaker, on the global market,
Honorable Arundom, are you drawing my attention that his time is up?
No. He just started. Mr. Speaker, I just started. Mr. Speaker, I just started, please.
Okay. My timer is there. Yes.
Speaker, I saw my brother, the minority chief whip, practically signaling the Honorable Asafo to hit there, to hit that point, to stay on. He should stay on that point. The closure of the embassies. Why? Conclude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, again, on the Morocco-Sahrawi Republic issue, Mr. Speaker, Ghana and the SWAL president about leaving office made a profound statement and communicated same to the two respective countries. Mr. Speaker, what did we see? We saw the foreign minister of our country going to Sahrawi to assure them of their support and commitment and ensuring the sovereignty of the Western Sahara. As we are then coming back to Morocco, again to assure Morocco of our commitment, of our support, of their plan in keeping Western Sahara. As we got in the international front, it leaves a whole lot of confusion and chaosness as to where we stand, what our position is, and what we intend to do with our current ministry. Mr. Speaker, the next one, because of my time, is the Israel and Iran issue. Mr. Speaker, I saw a publication from the ministry clearly indicating an evacuation notice for Iran. Without an evacuation notice, for Israel. Mr. Speaker, justifiably, the intelligence unit of Iran or Tehran that has been hit is close to the ambassadorial area. And that is understandably so that you would evacuate every embassy around that area. Mr. Speaker, when you come to Israel, Israel have 3 strong defense shields. They have the Iron Dome defense shields, they have the David String defense shield, and they have the Arrowhead defense shield. Mr. Speaker, all these defense shields has been breached by Iran. Yet we have not seen any evacuation plan for the good people of Iran. Mr. Speaker, the Iranians have signaled the Israelis in Tel Aviv that they should evacuate. It is important that
where we are going to.
Mr. Speaker, it is important that some of these things are part of our international foreign policy issues and must be stated.
Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, let me wind up. Mr. Speaker, let me wind up.
Wind up. We've gone beyond 5
Mr. Speaker, let me
minutes.
wind up. Mr. Speaker, to wind up, I want to add that Ghana have put in a lot of effort to gain the global recognition that we have in this world, which is the reason why we must guard against our international relations policy and diplomacy tactics well. Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I want to support and congratulate the maker of the statement
thank you.
Making this very solid and lucid statement.
Thank you. Let me come to leadership. Let me come to leadership.
Mr. Speaker, do you have anything? When we speak, you won't speak because you speak before we speak. Okay, we yield it to
Honorable, you wouldn't speak very well. So
leadership yielded to Zuela. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you very much, leadership, for the opportunity.
Speaker, if the leader is yielding to a member, it has to be rooted through you. It has to be rooted through the speaker. You need to seek. Speaker, he needs to seek your clearance.
Honorable leader, he indicated.
I didn't hear. Especially
she indicated.
No. Speaker, he should do the right thing. Especially when the speaker said leadership. And you get up, you won't seek clearance from the leader. You say you are yielding. It's not done.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, this man should be careful when it comes to women issues.
Don't worry.
I just see that to ask you permission to yield to a woman, then you are here crying.
Dating the woman.
And why should you intimidate a woman? He's anti-women. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity, and thank you very much, leadership, for yielding to me. Mr. Speaker, first of all, let me congratulate my brother, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Damango, for putting together that statement. Mr. Speaker, I intend to adhere strictly to Article 93, Order 93.5. So I'm not going to go overboard. I have no intention of debating the statement. But Mr. Speaker, in today's world, in contemporary world politics and diplomacy, I want to let my brother know, my junior brother, that a lot of the issues he related to in the statement he espoused are very archaic. The world has moved. The world has moved from the Yempini days. The world that we live in today is about pragmatism. It's about what we can do and what ought to be done and what we need to do. And that is why I will not allow my brother, the Honorable Asafo, to peddle untruths. He has no way and he has no evidence that Iran breached any of the Israeli anti-missiles, he has no proof. So we are not, and I will urge you, Mr. Speaker, to request Hansard to expunge that from the records. Mr. Speaker, the second thing that he needs to know, when two nations get into a tangle, any commonsensical thing to do is to look at the affected person. And so if the foreign minister, Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, requests evacuation of Ghanaians from Iran, he's only being sensitive to what has to be done. Israel is busy showing might. They probably don't need any evacuation around that place. But if Israel goes attacking Iran, and we have Ghanaians living in Iran, the first thing for any sensible leader to do is to evacuate them. And so, Asafo, please, diplomacy, foreign relations has moved from the era of drinking tea and chewing biscuits. It is what we do with the mandate of the people. And remember that whatever we do has to affect the lives of the people positively. So when the foreign minister goes to sign visa-free agreement with Morocco, the foreign minister is working in the interest of Ghana. And Ghanaians are not only NDC people. They are not only Kwame Nkrumah faction or Dankwa Buziaist. They are Ghanaians. And I will urge you, Mr. Asafo, and your colleague, my brother, Minister for MP for Damango, to watch the international scene very carefully. I doubt if you asked the USA where they are aligned to today, whether they can say for sure where they stand. Ask the United Kingdom. In 7 years, from 2010 to 2015, the UK alone has had over 8 prime ministers. Interrogate that and ask what is causing the democracy that they are suffering now. And so when President Nkrumah said, we are not aligned, we are looking forward, we are looking to the interest of the people of Ghana, he meant exactly that. And that is exactly where Ghana is today. We're looking at the interest of Ghana. We cannot get involved in one way or the other.
Thank you.
To the east or the west, we are not there. We are looking forward. And we want to remain focused, looking forward. Mr. Speaker, let me tell the maker of the statement, beautiful as his statement is, and I know he's traveled the world. Most of our ministers and government appointees go everywhere, and they see how the world has changed. I want to beg them to just juxtapose Ghana today against any of the other countries, including China, and tell us whether you can call this progress. Whether you can call it progress in terms of how governance has affected the lives of the people. So we are looking at what will benefit the people of Ghana.
Thank you.
And not whether we are pro this or pro that.
Thank you.
In any case, Mr. Speaker, if they choose to do 18-page statements, you have to allow us to breach Order 93.5.
Thank you.
Because you cannot respond to that in 5 minutes. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you for making time. We really appreciate your time and trusting in us. We say God bless you for doing that. Please do leave a comment before leaving. Do subscribe for more videos as well. Turn the notification bell on. And share the channel link for us. Thank you.
Dedi kama amena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Ah nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.